Welcome to Cat Addicted Podcast. Oh, my whiskers, I'm just bursting with excitement that you're here, my little fluffer nutters.
And a massive hello to all you wonderful whisker twitchers out there. Chris here, all set for another absolutely pawsome chat with our favorite feline guru.
Haha, that's me, Ekaterina Pisano, your friendly neighborhood feline behavior specialist. And yes, the very proud mama of two ridiculously handsome Maine Coon boys, Misha and Sasha.
Might we hear them today?
You might just hear a tiny row if their royal floofiness decides to grace us with their presence. And yes, it's me, the author of the Perfect Cat Manual.
Indeed.
So today we're going on a real deep dive, kind of like a curious kitten investigating a new cardboard box.
Love that.
Into the fascinating world of finding the perfect pedigreed pal.
Pedigreed pals. Okay, that sounds a bit fancy pants, doesn't it?
It does, a little.
But honestly, knowing how to find a truly amazing breeder, someone who loves their cats as much as we adore our own furry little dictators, it's so incredibly important.
Oh, absolutely.
And you've actually been on a recent quest yourself, haven't you, to find a second Maine Coon?
I have, yes.
Spill the beans. What was that adventure like?
Oh, it was quite the captivating journey. You know, my heart beats only for those magnificent Maine Coons. Just love them. So the grand adventure to find a second fluffy overlord began. I first looked right here, you know, in sunny California.
Right.
But oh boy, those prices. Hold on to your catnip. We're talking up to $10,000.
Oh, wow. 10,000.
Yep. And waiting lists for kittens who weren't even a tiny sparkle in their mama's eye yet. Imagine wanting a specific little boy, maybe in a particular shade, and potentially waiting, well...
Years. That's dedication.
It was a tad paw-dropping, to say the least. So my search, it took me across the big blue ocean, actually, all the way to Europe and even Russia.
Across the pond. Okay.
Exactly. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, why not just pick up any adorable kitten you see online?
Right. Seems easier, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, my sweet little tuna melt. Finding a good breeder. It's like finding that perfect sunbeam for an afternoon nap, you know? You want someone with the very best intentions, not just a fleeting cuddle buddy.
That's a great way to put it.
There are absolutely wonderful, responsible breeders out there. The 5-star caviar resorts of the feline world, let's say. People who treat their cats like absolute royalty. But just like in any royal court, there can be some less than noble characters lurking around.
So how do we, as loving potential pet parents, how do we spot the difference? What truly makes a breeder like a gold standard human for our future furry family member?
Okay, think about this. Imagine walking into their home and just feeling that warm, fuzzy feeling wash over you. Like when Nisha finally decides your lap is the ultimate throne, it should feel like a loving home that just happens to have little baby meows echoing around, you know?
Right, not a business.
Exactly, not some kind of kitten vending machine. You should see sparkling, clean, spacious areas, maybe separate little kitty condos for different families, and enrichment absolutely everywhere, like cat trees that touch the ceiling, toys scattered like hidden treasures, scratching posts just begging to be shredded.
So happy cats, basically.
Happy, relaxed kitties lounging in sunny spots. Definitely not a chaotic feline frenzy. Plus, the grown-up cats, the parents, they should look happy and healthy. Not like they haven't had a decent fish lake in weeks.
Yeah, good point.
A good mama cat should be living her best life, not constantly raising litter after litter. A maximum of maybe 2 3s per year. That's a really good size.
Okay, 2-3 max. Got it.
And those retired breeding cats, they should be living their golden years being utterly spoiled as cherished family members.
That paints such a clear picture. It really is all about the cat's well-being first and foremost, isn't it?
It has to be.
Now, you mentioned a paperwork potty. What's that all about?
Oh, yes, the documentation dance is absolutely crucial. So a responsible breeder will proudly hand you pedigree papers.
The family tree.
Exactly. This is essentially a documented family history of your kitten, going back several generations. And health screening results for both the mommy and daddy cats. That's an absolute must.
Right.
Along with complete vaccination records, every single little jab should be on paper. Microchip information, a written health guarantee.
Written, not just verbal.
No flimsy verbal promises here. And usually a spay-neuter contract, unless, you know, you are planning on becoming a breeder yourself, which is a whole other conversation.
Okay, those all sound like fantastic green flags waving proudly.
Yeah.
Now, what about the flip side? The bright red flags. The ones that scream, run away faster than a cat who spotted a cucumber.
Oh, the absolute deal breakers. Okay, listen for these. If a breeder casually says, oh, you can take this tiny little baby home today, and they're clearly younger than say 12 weeks old.
Too young.
Way too young. Absolutely no key. That's way too early for those little beans to leave their mama and siblings. Also, if they say, oh, we have all breeds available.
Suspicious.
Unless they're running some kind of bizarre feline petting zoo, that's a massive red flag doing the tango. Or cash only, no questions asked.
Yeah, sounds dodgy.
Sounds more like a shady back alley fish market than a loving adoption.
Right.
If they won't happily show you the parents, especially the precious mama cat, or if they keep cats cooped up in cages all the time.
All right.
Or have kittens appearing year-round like a never-ending kitten parade, or refuse to let you visit their home to see their setup, those are all gigantic, flashing neon warning signs.
Okay, definitely avoid.
And obviously, dirty living conditions that would make even a street cat raise an eyebrow, or seeing clearly sick or unsocialized kittens hiding in corners, scoot. Run.
Right.
And if they can't readily provide you with those all-important health records, that's another big fat no-no.
It really sounds like trusting your gut instinct is so important in this whole process.
Hugely important.
You mentioned your own experience with the German breeder. What were some of those green flags you saw, even though it was long distance?
Exactly. That's a great point. Even though I couldn't immediately cover the little fluff ball and kisses, right? This truly wonderful breeder. She patiently answered absolutely all of my many, many questions.
That's great.
And she happily did video calls, so I could virtually tour the cattery and meet the parents and even the grandparents, which was amazing.
Wow, video tours.
Yeah. She diligently sent me pictures of every single vaccination record and was just in constant contact day and night like a dedicated feline pen pal until my little German boy arrived safely here in sunny Los Angeles.
That's fantastic communication.
Her complete professionalism, her incredibly obvious love and devotion for her kittens,
Yeah.
her sheer passion for her breed, those were all enormous shining green flags, even buying sight unseen, basically. I just had this strong feeling in my cat-loving heart that I wouldn't be disappointed.
And you weren't.
And I absolutely wasn't. He's perfect.
That's such a heartwarming and really reassuring story. Now let's dive into the health stuff. Maybe the part that sounds a tiny bit less cuddly.
Maybe.
But is so incredibly vital for our future furry family members' well-being.
Yes. Okay, let's call this the... Might sound a bit dry, but could save you thousands in vet bills and a whole lot of heartache, part of our chat.
Exactly. Let's do it.
All right. Core vaccinations are absolutely crucial. We're talking FVRCP. Think of it as the ultimate protection against several common, nasty feline diseases.
Okay, FVRCP.
Yep. And it's usually a series of shots, starting around 6-8 weeks old, then another poke at 10-12 weeks, and finally the last one in the series around 14-16 weeks.
Got it, a series.
And rabies vaccination usually happens around 12-16 months as well, depending on local laws and the vet.
Right.
And those health tests for both parents, absolutely, positively vital. We're talking FIV, FELV, test these, rule out serious viral infection.
Okay.
Then HCM screening, that stands for hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It's a type of heart disease, and it's especially important to check for in bigger breeds, like our majestic Maine Coons.
And British Shorthairs, too.
And the charming British Shorthairs. Exactly. And then you have specific genetic tests tailored to the breed. So for my beloved Maine Coons, Misha and Sasha, I made absolutely sure their parents had clear heart screenings done by a cardiologist, and the DNA test for the MyBPC3 gene mutation. That helps identify a genetic predisposition to a specific type of heart disease common in the breed. No exceptions for me on that.
Really specific.
And for, say, precious Persians, PKD testing, that's polycystic kidney disease, affects their kidneys, is absolutely key. For elegant Siamese, tests for progressive retinal atrophy, which can unfortunately lead to blindness. You want to protect those beautiful eyes.
So breed-specific testing is key.
Absolutely. Always, always ask to see those official health clearances in black and white. Don't just take their word for it.
See the proof.
Yes. And if a breeder starts getting all squirmy and evasive about showing you those results, well, that's a red flag bigger than a Maine Coon's tail in full fluff.
Good visual. Okay, so many incredibly important questions to arm ourselves with. What are some of the absolute key ones we should have ready when we're chatting with a potential breeder?
Oh, cool. Okay, let's make a list. Start with the basic background checks, right? How long have they been lovingly breeding their chosen breed? How many litters do they typically have each year? Very important. Can you please see the wonderful environment where the cats live and play? Ask that. What specific health guarantees do they offer you? In writing.
In writing, always.
Always. What is their procedure if, heaven forbid, you find yourself in a situation where you can no longer keep the cat? A good breeder will always take their cats back.
That's a really good point.
Then delve into the crucial health deep dive. What specific genetic tests have they performed on their breeding cats? What is their kitten vaccination schedule, and can you see the records?
See the records again.
Yep. At what age do their kittens typically go to their forever homes? Remember, not before 12 weeks. Have any cats within their cattery ever experienced any significant health issues? Be direct. Which trusted veterinarian do they use for their cat's care? You could even check with that vet. And then the practical per-suit questions.
Per-suit. Love it.
Like, what type of food are they currently feeding their kittens? How do they ensure their kittens are well socialized and confident? What exactly is included in the total price of the kitten?
Good one.
Do they offer any kind of support or guidance after you bring your new furry friend home? Can they connect you with any previous happy buyers who can share their experiences, references?
Get references, yeah.
And finally, the all-important contract. Make absolutely sure it clearly covers the duration of the health guarantee, what specific steps are taken if any health issues pop up after adoption.
Right.
Any requirements for spaying or neutering your kitten, their return policy, any stipulations regarding breeding rights. Usually they require neutering, what kind of ongoing veterinary care they might require, and critically, what actions could potentially void the contract.
Phew, wow. That is a lot, but so important. It's a comprehensive checklist.
It is, but it's so worth it for your future furry family member.
Absolutely. Any final take-home tips?
Yeah.
Little nuggets of wisdom for our wonderful listeners?
Okay, final tips. Do your thorough homework, my little cuddle bugs. Seriously, research the specific breed you've fallen in love with.
Know the breed.
Yes. Join online forums and communities dedicated to that breed. Chat with multiple different breeders to get various perspectives. Always ask for and check references from previous adopters.
Check them. Don't just get them.
Exactly. And make sure you've saved up the necessary funds before you even begin your search. These cats aren't cheap, for good reason usually. Trust your own gut feeling. If something feels even slightly off or makes you feel uneasy, it probably is. Just walk away.
Trust the gut.
Always. Don't let those incredibly adorable kitten photos completely cloud your good judgment. It's easy to do.
Oh, yeah. Kitten blindness.
Totally. And please be prepared to wait patiently for the right kitty to come along from the right, responsible breeder. The very best breeders often have waiting lists.
Good things come to those who wait.
That's it. Because everyone wants one of their well-cared-for kittens. Remember, you're not simply buying a cat. You are actively supporting either ethical and responsible breeding practices or, unfortunately, potentially harmful ones.
That's a powerful point.
A truly responsible breeder might indeed cost a bit more initially and might require you to wait a little longer, but they are investing wholeheartedly in the health and happiness of their cats, and ideally, they'll be a reliable source of support for you and your beloved kitten for their entire life.
A partner, really.
Kind of. And a little bonus tip for our cat-addicted family. If a breeder starts giving you a high-pressure sales pitch, like they're trying to offload a slightly used scratching post with questionable origins, it's definitely time to politely say meow and move on to a more reputable source. No hard sells.
Good advice.
My precious listeners of Cat Addicted, I truly hope this deep dive into the world of finding a wonderful and responsible cat breeder has been, incredibly helpful for you.
I'm sure it has been.
Remember, welcoming a kitty into your life is a truly big and beautifully rewarding decision. Taking the necessary time and effort to find a fantastic, responsible breeder is the absolute best way to ensure that you are welcoming a healthy, happy, and well-adjusted furball into your loving family.
Absolutely. And it really sounds like building that genuine relationship with your chosen breeder is so key, just like, your experience with the contact in Germany.
Exactly. They should be just as genuinely interested in finding the perfect forever home for their precious kittens as you are in finding your own perfect companion. It's a two-way street.
Makes sense.
Now, before we bid you farewell for today, please remember to subscribe to Cat Addicted Podcasts so you don't miss out on any of our future feline-filled fun and fantastic facts.
Don't miss it.
And who knows, maybe next time we'll be sharing some hilarious tales of what mischievous antics my boys, Misha and Sasha, have been getting up to. They're always up to something.
Can't wait. Until our next chat, fellow cat lovers, have a truly possum day.
Meow for now, my little burritos.